G'day, here we are again, another video from Tidbits from Rod. In this video we're going to show you how to take down the plenum panels to gain access to the AC intakes. They're hidden up behind these panels and the air is ducted through the plenum panel. So this video is intended to show you how to get these panels down without damaging them and how to put them back up. And something that I learned about if you've got your AC that's starting to deteriorate, it doesn't seem to be cooling like it used to. There's some good tidbits in this video that shows you why that's potentially happening. So this video is going to show you how to get these panels down, which part of this panel, the trim, that needs to come off, and which parts are screwed in and fixed. So there's only two parts on each panel of the trim, and it's normally the larger section and the small piece of the trim that comes off. It's clipped in, and the same goes for this one. The larger section is clipped up, the larger piece of wood is screwed to the actual panel and it comes down with the panel. The smaller section is fixed, and the smaller wood trim is the part that is clipped up. So once you take this part off and this part off, you unclip them carefully, as you'll see in the video how I take it down. You'll find there's Allen screws or Phillips head screws that hold this complete panel up to the plenum. So when you take it down, you will then gain access to the air intakes from the AC units that are sitting up on the roof. So stay tuned, and hopefully this helps you guys to potentially improve your AC performance. Okay, this video is for you guys who wonder how to get to the intake or the exit of the air conditioner above these panels. So some of you may know, some of you may not know, but I thought I'd put this together because I'm playing around with number one. A couple of these panels clip in. Be careful of these clips because they're only stuck in with a bit of glue and a small screw, and they can close down. If they close down, you're not getting back in. You're going to have to squash them back together again. That one and this one. You can go around prying the panels and seeing which ones move. Get it out somehow. There we go. Use a plastic scraper to get up behind. Gently pull. You don't want to leave the clips behind. Then you're going to be left with either Phillips or Allen head. These ones are Phillips. So there is Velcro up behind here, but be warned, sometimes the Velcro wears out, the glue comes off. The reason I say that is because you don't want this thing falling down on your head. So there's a clip up this end. I'll show you in just a minute where it slides in. So the other panels have got Allen head screws in. This one's got Phillips head screws. Go figure. Guess the guys ran out of a certain type of screw and just threw in what they had. So when you take the last screw out, just be careful. Keep in mind this thing is heavy. You hear the Velcro? It clips in to that end. That Velcro is not doing too good there. And did I say it was heavy? So this is the normal inlet return that you find in lower levels lures, perhaps most other trailers and RVs, you find this. Now I've got this taped over because I don't want this rattling loose, and it rattles anyway. I don't like rattles, and I don't want it falling down inside there and drive me insane till I get a chance to take it out. So a little bit of HVAC tape. I'll clean that up in a minute, and we'll replace it with more. And what you find is that Country Coach seals this panel off because they don't want the air coming through here. They don't want the air coming through the side vents or the back vents. They want the air ducting up into the plenum that's up here and then feeds out the sides. If you don't have that, and I found when I originally took these down, these things rattle and they slide open. The cover that Country Coach stuck in with RTV, silicon sealant, had give way. That had come up, this was open, and it was blowing the cold air straight up the return, so it wasn't of any benefit. So when you take these down, you've got 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the corners and 3 here. This panel comes down, and I'll show you when it's on the counter here what I've done to reseal it. So one thing I found when I removed this inner panel from the HVAC is that Country Coach have blocked the intake, what would have been the intake, because they feed it up through the plenum, so it doesn't feed down through here now. So they blocked this with a tin plate, bit of foam underneath. They only sealed up front and back with a piece of, or I should say some silicon sealant, and this thing was loose, just sitting there. These side vents were open, so really it was reducing the effectivity of the AC unit. So if you're going to do this, take this off. There's 7 screws that hold it in, 1 in each corner and 3 here. Go up there, seal these up, make sure this is stuck back down. I've just used some aluminum foil tape, HVAC tape, which is really good. It's quite sticky. Also stick the side vents and the front vents shut, and you'll find it improves your AC quite considerably, and it routes the cold air through the plenum up in the header rather than straight down like a normal RV where you've got this showing, rather than straight through this vent. So pay attention to that. You may think it's crazy, I'll just show you. I'm blocking off the intake, but the air is now ducted out through there and through that one, through here, up into this plenum, and it comes out the sides. Okay, so that's why they've sealed all that off. I suppose in the lures where you don't have this intricate header up here, you just have this panel, it doesn't matter. But this was Country Coach's solution to this. As I say, I wondered originally why the AC wasn't working very well. And it's because this blank that they'd put in there had come off, and all the vents had rattled open, because you'll see if you take yours apart, they're just loose. So that, replacing the top fan that had broken, and oh by the way, the other reason this AC wasn't working, a couple of years ago, went down to Arizona in 2021 that, when we had that really hot year, and 2 ACs, number 1 and number 2, packed up on me. what had actually happened was this fan had broken and jammed, and the capacitors had gone in number 2. So what I've done is I swapped out the capacitors from number 2 and number 1 unit, got number 2 unit running again, and never got round to fixing this one until now. So hence the video. Never had a need, never been anywhere that hot that we needed to run all 3 AC units. So there you have it. 4 screws in each corner, or 1 screw in each corner, 4 of them, and 3 screws here. And then we put the little gauze filter back in. Doesn't really do anything. As I say, I take these corners because this thing can fall down, rattle loose. Roof, because that come off. There we go. I hate rattles. Squeaks and rattles are my pet peeve anywhere. If I'm driving and there's a rattle, it drives me insane. No doubt there's quite a few out there, or a few of you out there, that feel the same. So there you go. This is up. And we'll put the cover back on now. Stay tuned. So this is a inlet panel of the AC unit that you normally see on coaches, but again, because of the plenum that we have up here, it's hidden. So their solution to get the air to feed through the ducts was to put a plate in here, and you'll see on the other number 1 I stuck it back onto here, but doing number 2 I found a better solution, because sticking it on here, the air's still going to come out the sides because the sides aren't sealed. And you can see the crudeness of what they done in the first place. They just stuck it in with RTV. So instead of putting it back on here, what I've done with number 2 is I've actually put it on the intake and sealed up the whole of the intake, so I've not got air escaping all the way around. So that's my solution for number 2. Number 1, I'm going to go back and redo. Now to put these panels back up, they are heavy. This end slots in, clips in, and then the Velcro helps. Push it in, take your time, get it aligned. Get a screw in. Not advisable to let it hang on the Velcro. It's likely to come down on you. This one's screws. When they stand still, I don't know. Okay, so the tip bit I'm going to talk about. This is a good example. This is splayed open. It's wider than the hole. and this one, so it's not going to go in too well. We need to just open it up a little bit or close it, depends on which way. Okay. So again, when you're putting these up, make sure each one of them have aligned with a hole before you put it in. Same with the larger panel. Another trick to putting these panels up is make sure you align the holes, because if you don't, those little clips will splay out if you don't take your time and you come up and start banging these, you're going to splay those clips and they're just going to fold flat and you're going to have no chance, and you're going to have to pull it down, straighten them up, and by the time you try and straighten them, the little screw and glue that holds them into the panel, and that will be broken and you're hosed. So take your time, put them in carefully, and you should end up with the panels looking neat again. So I hope this helped you guys.